problem solvers. We see an issue and we create a solution.
Everybody seems to want the cheat code to it, but they want to skip over all the hard work. It's like, overnight success, 10 years in the making. What I think people don't see, but the behind the scenes stuff, when everybody's posting stuff on social media all the time now, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think a lot of people get jaded and they say, well, they just have it easy, and like Levin Wealth guys, they're high level or whatever, but yeah, that must be nice. But it's like they don't see that we're like
a long time.
We're texting each other at 5 a.m, 10 at night just to solve problems or talk about ideas or whatever. That's the stuff nobody sees.
Yeah.
It's like, it is a lot of work, but the fact that you enjoy it makes it, I can't think of anything else I would rather be doing.
We love to solve problems. That's what we do. We're problem solvers. We see an issue and we create a solution. Now, solving problems is one of the hardest things to do because we're solving complex problems typically. We're not inventing astrophysics, but we're trying to take a property, a business, an owner, and fit it into our buy box and create our business plan through that. That involves, 1,000 different variables. And I think people get hung up on that. They're like, oh, it's too difficult. I can't solve that. When really that's where the value is. It's solving problems. And the more you do it, those big problems become a lot easier because you've done it before, and then you can create systems around it. So yeah, and it's so satisfying to solve those problems. A real easy problem to solve is stocking a shelf at a grocery store, which I had done. And I was paid the right amount to stock a grocery shelf at the store, to put up the cereal. Very simple task. When we're figuring out these creative solutions, how to take a property that's underperforming and create it how it has a lot of crime and get rid of the crime there, those are complex problems. I'm really curious, and I know kind of switching gears, and we can still jump on that, but I kind of want to know about your marketing funnel and how that looks and how that's evolved. I know I've heard you got to basically 99 no's leads to one yes, or 100 offers leads to one deal. But there's an actual funnel that goes along with that. And I know you're doing pay-per-click. I can't remember if you're doing mailers or direct mail. I don't know if you've done radio or anything, but I'm just kind of curious about that whole process and your different channels.
Start with, tell us about how you started, and then kind of how that's changed throughout the years and what you're doing now.
Yeah, so I first started buying, mostly it was single families and small multifamilies. And what I would do is I had heard somewhere, podcast, book, something, where you could buy lists of various, owner situations on properties. So you could get an absentee owner list. So for those of you maybe not familiar with that, it's basically somebody owns a property that doesn't live at the property. So they're an absentee owner.
Like listserv.
Yep. So you can buy basically a list. And I think I used List Source at the time, and then a couple others, but I would buy this list of absentee owners, and I focused kind of in my backyard. So Carter Lake, Iowa, where I live, I wanted to buy some rentals there just for ease of use, and then Council Bluffs because I knew it. I had lived there as well, Council Bluffs, Iowa. So I bought a small list of absentee owners, and I would print the letter, I would sign it myself, I would write out the envelope, I did all those things, right? Handwritten letters. That was how I started. So I would generate leads out of that, and I would get calls, and I would go out and I'd see a fixer-upper. And the thing I really have a knack for is meeting with people and understanding life problems and being an empathetic ear. So, and I think that ties back to my, 20 years in recruiting. So I interviewed so many people over the years, and I was exposed to so many different personality types and different problems and issues that people were having that I just got good at it. So I used that as kind of a skill set. And when I would meet with motivated sellers, I could understand their problems. And a lot of times the house is a symbol of other things that are going on in their life, and they can somehow solve one of their problems by selling that house. And I tried to be there for them to do that. That's how I started. So it was basically targeted. It was more the rifle approach. I would pick out like houses and small properties that I wanted. And then eventually I started doing it more en masse. So direct mail is how I started.